Last guy we're going to be talking about today, Marcus Ratcliffe. Yes. Talking about Marcus Ratcliffe. Who is he? He was a safety, defensive back for San Diego State this past season. Yeah, I know you're probably thinking San Diego State, they stunk last year. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. But you know what? As terrible as that defense was, every single fan said, well, at least we have Marcus Ratcliffe, right? True freshman. Was he 6'2", 6'3", versatile player, could play in the slot, in the box, whatever you need. As a true freshman, yeah, there were times that he got freshman. The same way Caleb Downs got absolutely bulldozed by that USF running back. He had his freshman moments. Marcus Ratcliffe is long, athletic, fast, physical. He's a very good football player. And I wanted to talk about him today because A&M took a ton of DBs, and I just might maybe think that Marcus Ratcliffe has a chance to really impact that program in the future as a member of the secondary. He might not start this year. He might not. I don't know. I mean, Bryce Anderson's right there in the nickel. You got Jacoby Matthews, who's had some experience playing there, who's also a really good talent. You got some guys. You bring in Ricky Wright, you bring in Donovan Sanders. I mean, there's some safeties there in that room that are pretty decent. So I'm not sure if he'll see the field right away, but boy, do I like Marcus Radcliffe a lot. When he flipped from UCLA to Texas A&M, I thought, wow, what a beautiful get. That was a guy that Mike Elko loved. We talked about it. DBs that are really tall and long, athletic and physical. Jalen Jones is an example of that he's had in the past. Antonio Johnson is an example that he's had of that in the past. And he's been really successful with guys like that. So those two in the same recruiting class. So I like Marcus Ratcliffe a lot. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, first of all, credit to Marcus Ratcliffe for, Danton Lynn heads over to USC, who he committed to at UCLA. And obviously, you consider opening up your recruitment and figuring out your transfer portal. And obviously, here comes Mike Elko calling you, and he's like, here's list A, B, and C. And like you mentioned, Antonio Johnson and others of what I've done with the position and a body like you. And I think he's going to thrive in a position like Mike Elko with what he can do with him. You mentioned slot corner, that the box safety, even free safety. He's got the length, and I think even versatility to do that at times, which he did at South San Diego State, which gives Mike Elko and staff even more opportunities and ways to use their guys. You mentioned all the talent they're bringing in. What I love about it is that a lot of those guys do different things and bring different, specialties to the plate. Not only are they a mix of young and old guys with a lot of experience, sometimes no experience and whatnot. I think it was a very good blend of what Elko and staff did there. I think that was super incredible. And Radcliffe understands, like, hey, I'm gonna go here and compete with some of the best in that secondary, go up against elite wide receivers and some good ass tight ends and really be challenged in not only practice but also in the SEC. Yeah, this is an awesome fit. This is an awesome fit. I think both sides here are really, really happy with what they're going to end up. And yes, like you mentioned, he might not have 400 snaps this year, but hey, like 2, 3 years down the line, like he could be a monster, a guy that everyone is looking out. Mel Kiper, all the NFL draft guys are like, hey, this guy right here, look at him down in College Station, right? He's a guy that NFL scouts are just drooling, waiting to get their hands on. You've seen the impact like Brian Branch had on Detroit this offseason, like nickel corner, slot corner, whatever you want to call it, box safety, uh, star position. There's, all this other good stuff. Like those guys, those bodies, those types don't come often a very around. And yeah, so it's this is nice. This is nice.
Hey Siri, could you clip that and remind me of this in 2 years? That's all I'm saying.